This song I wrote a number of years ago, and I recorded it on my Abel Baker Charlie and Dog CD. And then about 3 months ago, I just sat down and rewrote it. It was a song that I never played live, and but I loved the song and the story, and I just never performed it much. So I rewrote it, and now I'm playing it, and it's a historical song. It's set in 1945, and then at the same time, it's not historical at all. I'll take you on a drive here from Ashland, Virginia, and we're going to head up north, and we're going to get on 81, a little route talk. We're going to get on 17 in New York State, and we're going to head east on Route 17 all the way to New York City. And we're going to go down the West Side Highway in New York City, all the way down to the tip of Manhattan. My little Dodge Dart, and all of us are going to go across the Brooklyn Bridge and to Fulton Street in Brooklyn. 1945, Frank is driving his limousine. He's a chauffeur, and he gets out of his limousine and he walks into the Fulton Street Diner for lunch. 1945. Brooklyn in July, cafe on Fulton Street. Frank parked the limousine, he went inside to eat. A black man in a brown suit, chauffeur between drives, ivy cap, working wage, 1945. And the waitress, she ignored him. Cooks laughed and watched him wait. She served his food cold on a broken dinner plate. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. Frank, he'd seen it all his life. This time something snapped. He stood up, threw his chair, and he shattered the front window glass. And the cooks called the cops in. The cops took Frank away. The waitress said she didn't know why a man would act that way. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. Limousine got towed away. Frank, they drove him west. The waitress called the insurance man, and the cooks cleaned up the mess. In a room alone, Frank never came home. How much can a good man take? And how far can a good man bend before a good man breaks? God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. God knows it's cold outside, cafe on Fulton Street. Frank parked the limousine, he went inside to eat. Black man in a brown suit, chauffeur between drives. Ivy cap, working wage, 1945. 1965, 1985, 2005. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn, even in Charleston. God knows it's cold outside, even in Brooklyn in July. There's a hole in the heart of America. There's a crack in the Liberty Bell. There's a hole in the heart of America. There's a crack in the Liberty Bell. There's a crack in the Liberty Bell.